your best at-home device for neck tightening. Okay, so you're seeing loose skin, an aging neck region. What I hate they call it, that turkey neck. Let's look at some exact devices today. You guys love your devices, and I looked at the top ones that you guys asked me to look at. I'll also break down the dangers so you know exactly what to dodge. And wastage, because buying some of these are as reckless as filling a leaky bucket with gold coins. You tried skincare like retinols and glycolics, but you want more. You want to level up. Devices are that next logical step. At-home devices. And in North America, we're way behind in this trend. In many countries I travel to, people have several of these and they use them in combinations, so we need to look at how each one works. In clinics like mine, we always use combination treatments. Even if you get surgery or a facelift, you're going to get a combination of the facelift, bit of fat transfer, bit of CO2 laser. Always think combinations. So there's 4 main categories here. You have RF or radio frequency, microcurrent, ultrasound, and galvanics. Likely your device is using one of these mechanisms, but you need to know which one yours is using. I'll help you in a second here. It turns out I use all of these modalities in my clinic, and I reviewed them in depth about a month ago when I showed you that facial, the next level hydrofacial type of video, that device that I use in my practice that has all of those platforms. So I did go into some detail in that video. I'll link at the end, but I'll also touch in this video before we go into exact devices so you understand the mechanisms. Your time is valuable, so here are the devices you asked me about by name. And remember, if you're getting great results with whatever you have at home, that's the key. That's perfect. That's what we want. Even if everyone else says it's junk, it's about the results you are getting, not your neighbor. If you have one and you aren't sure it's working, definitely watch this video. More commonly for people, however, maybe you have one, but you want an additive effect. You want to step up your game. And that brings me to question number 1. Do you even know what you have at home? Meaning, how does yours work? What mechanism of action are you harnessing? And is it powerful enough? I'll go through them now, and if you don't see your exact device, ask in the comments below. You got to understand, there are hundreds, I'd say thousands of these devices. And if you're even wondering about a kid in a candy store, watch my video from inside the skin trade show. I made a video on it. I go from booth to booth. There's hundreds of devices there, and I take you through some of them. You'll just see how many devices there are and that I'm presented with. I'll demo one specific device at the end of this video so you can see exactly how that one works and how many of them work. The top ones, so identified by you, and I'm going to give you prices, are in no particular order, but NuFace Trinity, that's around $350, and I'm going to come back to these. Zip Halo, that's around $400. Medicube Age R Booster Pro, the name's right, that's around $210. MyoLift TriWave, about $700. Tripolar RF, $449. Nua Plus, around $449. So let's see what mechanisms each of these have. The NuFace Trinity is microcurrent. Don't worry if you don't know what that means. I'm going to circle back to those in a moment. The Zip Halo, that's low level and microcurrent. The Medicube Age R Booster Pro, that's a microcurrent electromuscle stimulation. The MyoLift TriWave, that's microcurrent. That has the 2 hand wands. That's the $700 one, a little more of a splurge. The Tripolar RF, that's what it says. RF is radio frequency. Again, I'll go through those in a moment. The Nua Plus RF, that has what it says. It's bipolar RF or radio frequency. That's the one with the built-in safety mechanisms for facial fat. Comes from EndyMed. A lot of you know that. That comes from an in-clinic device. It's the only one that comes from a company that makes a product for med spas, plastic surgeons, dermatologists' offices. Now, some of you are saying right now, well, I have all of those devices. You know who you are. You say you need them all, but as you see in a moment, many will overlap. And so your argument kind of dries up like a Texas puddle in summer. Let's look at these mechanisms so you know how your device is working and how it stacks up. I guess first we should address one huge issue. Kind of like, I see it so much, I'm like, oh gosh, here we go. Here's what it is. This is what you say to me. Does it work for a 70-year-old doc? That's what you're saying. Does it work in a 60-year-old though? Let's see some old people using it. People, these are part of a skincare routine. You won't use any of these devices and look 20 years younger in 2 weeks, nor will you ever go to a clinic and get that. Doesn't happen. If that happened, no one would be paying $100,000 for a facelift. And nothing happens magically at 70 or 60 to make this not work. I have 70-year-old patients looking 50, and I have 25-year-old patients that have 50-year-old looking eye bags and they need surgery. If that's the question you're asking, will it work at 70? You're getting this all wrong. A consistent routine is the biggest difference you can make for your skin and sag. Even better than lasers, Ulthera, and Thermage. Even better than, yes, a CO2 laser like I showed you 2 weeks ago on this channel where we laser peel the face off. Go back and look at that one. So think routine. I see people get mad as a hornet in a Coke can if their device is not akin to a $100,000 Beverly Hills facelift on a 70-year-old. Now, before we go on to the point of this question, you can level up even from these home devices. You can do more if you need to. And what does that mean? One of two things. Either A, you're not getting enough results from the $400 device you have at home, or B, your expectations are such that you still want more. And that, my friends, is most of us. We're human. Of course we want more. So you'll always want to level up no matter what results you're getting. Just know that. At the end of the video, I'll give you some level up options for those that want to boost all of your results. Now let's look quickly at each one of these mechanisms, and then I'll show you a demo of one used on the neck, and I'll show you a product from Korea as well in a minute. This product I'll show you is the one I give to all of my patients. And by the way, if you do get an in-clinic treatment and your provider does not recommend you an at-home device, think twice about going to them. Why do I say this? Well, look at this Fraxel Multifrax. It's an in-clinic device that used to be huge. I mean huge in size. Yes, it was over $100,000 for a clinic to buy, but every session that you'd go in, you'd pay $2,000. Look at the size of the device. Now look at it, 2025. This whole device with the two wavelengths, the dual, fits into your doctor's pocket. You see where all this is going, right? Okay, now on to the good stuff. Number one, we talked about RF, radio frequency. These devices deliver heat to the deeper layers of skin by stimulating collagen and elastin through controlled thermal energy. So there is heat involved. This helps tighten and it will lift a little bit in the neck region over time. You'll see it in the comments below my videos on RF devices for at home. Does improve the skin texture a little bit, but heat is why you're all concerned about facial fat loss. And look at this. This is a cross-section of the neck. There's not a lot of fat to lose, so choose your RF wisely. More on that in a second. The second mechanism we talked about, microcurrent. These devices use low-level electrical currents to kind of mimic the body's natural signals, and they stimulate the muscles. Thus, you get firmer lifted appearance. It does work in this way, but they may, this is less proven, also enhance some cellular activity and ATP production. They do improve your circulation, much like Gua Sha will. So that is a benefit if you massage with these. The third one we talked about in the list is galvanics. Now, galvanic devices, they use direct currents and they deeply penetrate active ingredients into the skin. We've shown in studies that some of them can get things down 2 centimeters in cross sections of tissue. So they really do work to infuse products. The one I use in clinic is Dermafuse, and I have videos on that if you want to watch it. And I show you some cross sections of studied sections of skin where we infuse it very deep without using needles. So this is how these will work. They do not lift or tone like the RF that I talked about or the microcurrent. Now, we do need to go on to ultrasound. Now, that was not mentioned in the list above. Here's one from Korea that they gave me. And this device, it's about $1,600 US. It's actually really good, but it uses ultrasound, and you place a tip on here. And then, of course, you use it on the face and neck. Why ultrasound? Well, you'll know Ulthera and HIFU. This one's actually called Redulift. It's made from the salmon sperm DNA people. Reduran, you'll be familiar with. But Ulthera, you know, in the USA. HIFU is very popular all over Asia. But you can get home devices other than this one. You'll find them. So some of you have them. Comment below. But they use high-frequency sound waves to deliver targeted energy that stimulates collagen thermally, just like RF does. So these compete with RF, unlike galvanics and microcurrents. They can't get you the results that the ultrasound and the RF can. I don't own an Ulthera. If you want to see the in-clinic version ones, we actually target the SMAS with them. But I do have a video where I went to a clinic, had mine done, and I talked you through it. And I went through all the science behind these devices. So they're very common. And we only have a couple ultrasound devices in the USA. None that I know that are FDA cleared for home use, but I can't be certain. I got to look that up. There might be a couple, but you haven't brought that up to me. None of you have. Now let's go to a demo. Let's treat my neck, and I'll talk you through the NUA, which is my number one choice from all of these devices that I give to all of my patients to maintain what I do in clinic for them. I'll detail why as we do it. Okay, let's look at an RF device and how it works and why there's a coupling gel with it. So if you look at a device like this and you look, the head on the device, it's the same as the in-clinic EndyMed device. But you'll see RF radio frequencies, because this is bipolar, the energy jumps from these electrodes to these electrodes, and that creates heat. These are small devices, but if you look at the Multifrax from Fraxel, used to be a big device, over $100,000, $150,000 device in clinic. Now it fits in your doctor's pocket, and there's two wavelengths, like 1550, 1929, like Fraxel Dual. That big device is now tiny, fits in your doctor's pocket, and he's treating a face, and that's $1,000, $2,000. So when you look at these, some people say these are like toys for $450. Well, the new devices that we used to use in clinic that would take up so much room are now tiny. It's technology. So don't be fooled by what's in these little type of devices. But we use coupling gels in clinic for like IPL and for radio frequency. It's very common. So these coupling gels are designed to work with the given device. There's a button on the side. For the neck, I don't go all the way to high. This particular device, you'll see that light turns blue. It has mechanisms to protect your facial fat. It will shut down at 41, 42 degrees Celsius. And also, if you stop moving it, you got to keep moving it. Because of that, people get confused and they think, oh, my device isn't working. With all of your devices, think of this. If you were to hop in a car, go to a clinic that you may not even like the people that you're seeing or treating you, and you spend $1,000, $500, $300, $400. For $450, you have something you can treat when you want, how you want, at home. So it takes a little bit of work in doing, but it's way better than hopping into a car and wasting your time in many cases, and you can do it a few times a week. So don't get frustrated and think, oh, this is a 10, 20-minute routine. In this case, I'm going to show you the neck. I do 4 minutes. Moreover, think this is where we're headed with AI, with robots, with small devices in clinics now. So I turn it on, it turns blue. This is important because you're going to see it turn green, but I click that button once and now I know I'm in working mode. It's like a 4-minute routine. The gel is on top and I start underneath the neck, and see, you do it with the hand you're used to. I don't have a mirror here, so I can't see, but I can pretty much tell you what's going to happen. I am going to go to the neck region, take you through that, but I want to show you how hot. Okay, so I already feel it warm, and you can see the light there. It's probably still blue, but it will turn green when you get up to 40 degrees. 41 is when it turns, pretty much. Small circles. Remember, with this device, you have to keep moving it. Small circles. I'm in a cold room. I like to work in the cold, so it's not going to get hot that quickly. So small circles. And by now, people are saying, oh, I'm frustrated. I don't feel it heating up. It's taking too long. Now, I'm talking, so it's not coupling the best. I'm going to move over to here. And so small circles, I got to keep it square to the skin, and I can feel it heating now. And this, here it is, it's quite hot. Is that even green? Yeah, it's green now. This gets as hot because I have 4 or 5 of in-clinic devices. This gets as hot as my in-clinic devices. How do we test that? External thermometers that we use that deep penetrate into the skin, and we can test your temperature. Some of them have feedback in the device that tells you what the temperature is in the skin. This one, it's automatically sensing it. You don't need anything else. So let's go to the neck, and there's a few questions you're going to ask. So I do small circles so I get heat. Big circles gives you less heat. It's probably not green. There it goes to blue, and it was green. Now, before we go on and before I show you what I do with the thyroid gland, for this video today, I'm coupling this device with a free Plasma Restore Volufiline cream, which is a $285 value, free when you purchase this device today. It's a great combination for your face and your neck. Don't get caught up in the blue and the green. I can feel it warm. That's all you need. This device, I'll tell you right now, it will get as hot right there. That's like, I want to pull it off. It's that warm. It won't burn you. I've never seen a burn from it, but I feel like it's hot and I know it's green because I'm feeling hot. You're going, oh my gosh, that's too hot. It's the same as my in-clinic treatment. It's the same temperature because I've had it done in there. So now I'm treating the neck. What am I doing? I'm just doing tiny circles. If I stop, it'll get hot for a minute, but it'll probably go to blue. Green will go to blue. There it goes to blue. The minute you stop moving it, it stops heating. That's the built-in safety mechanism. Now, let's talk about the thyroid. This is a question over the ages. Now, I'll show you a slide here of where the thyroid is in the neck so you know. But this is the submentum that I'm treating here, that we call it submentum and jawline. I have videos on those. But you guys want to treat the neck here. I don't do any treatments on my neck in clinic. I don't do RF microneedling. I don't do injections in my neck, anything like that. I simply do my skincare, sometimes my peel pads, and I do a lot of this NUA. So 4 minutes. And circles, this probably is not green. No, I can see that. It's probably not green. I can feel it. Now it's starting to get warm. Starting to get warm. And we might see it turn green. I know I'm not that square because I don't have a mirror here to see it. But let's go back to the thyroid because I want to get it to green here on this side, and I need it to be square. You know what it is? I don't have enough coupling gel. That's what it is. Didn't put more on. So now with the gel on, it will turn green. I feel it warm. Okay. So probably if I stop talking too, but I'm a talker, you guys. So that's not green yet. It's probably getting close. Blue. Now we're getting to some greens. So the thyroid, there's a picture. You'll see the picture of the thyroid. It's definitely green now because I want to pull it away. It just beeped, buzzed, and that told me, hey, that was a 4-minute treatment. Other than my talking, that's all I do for the neck. But let's go back to the thyroid. I'm just going to treat because it might save me time while I'm talking to you. I won't have to do this today. In clinic, what you want to do is you pull the skin over. So if you're treating this skin, hard without the mirror, but say I wanted to treat this side. The gel's on there now, so it won't be sticky enough, but I pull the skin over, and then I treat the skin over on the side. The looser your skin, the more you need the treatment, the more easily your skin's going to pull to the side. So for me, personally, I've done this so long, over 25 years, I'm comfortable with this particular device, treating over the thyroid, because I know this device well. And the radio frequencies don't go that deep. But I can see why you'd be cautious at home. You don't want to treat over the thyroid, no problem. Just pull the skin and treat it over here. Then get your other hand, pull the skin and treat the skin over here. Again, those who need the treatment the most, you're going to have the loosest skin. It's easier to pull to the side. People with great skin, it's hard to pull to the side. So that's the neck. Now, could you make a case for going up like this? Absolutely. That's against your lymphatics. Down would be with your lymphatics. But somehow, most people just like the feeling of upward. Now, it's not, I'm out of juice here again, so it's not coupling. But if I put coupling gel on and I treat, it will turn green. So you can also treat, other than the little circles here that I showed you, which gets it hot quicker, because I'm not lifting it off, it's probably green right there, right? Watch this, it'll turn green. Little circles, that should be green right there. There you go, green. Now, then when you get it green and you've already got temperature in your neck, okay, so it's already heated up, then you go upward or downwards. Downwards will be lymphatic drainage, but you can see it's blue probably, yeah, because I down and I'm picking the device off and going back up. So in that case, you could go up and down like this. So you can refine your techniques. I like to get to temperature, so I like to go like this. Watch how quick that will come to temperature. I like to go circular like that. It's probably green right there. Yeah. You get the idea with the neck, and then you're done. You simply turn the switch on the side. You're off, and you're done at that treatment. I just leave that on. I know it's caked on there right now, but I just leave that on, and that's the evening. You could do your red light before that. Theoretically, you could do your red light after, though that isn't as important as the microneedling. It's always your red light before. But that's an example of an RF. That's the one I give to all my patients. And I have it for sale on my store.rajanimd.com. Let's get to some great add-ons, and I'll point out the ones that are as unnecessary as adding a spoiler to a minivan. For the neck, specifically, and I have videos detailing all of these in my neck playlist, RF microneedling. Settings are key here. Maybe you want to avoid this for the neck, which is what we're talking about today, because you can get fat loss. Think 3,000 for 3 sessions. Ulthera, or high-intensity focused ultrasound. Again, it's about 4,000. It's a powerful device. Yes, you have to see an expert to make sure they maintain your face fat. And you'll likely need to repeat it every year or two. 60% of people that get this love it. Candidate selection is key, like anything. Chemical peels, pretty much a waste of money for the neck. You might get a little tightening. They might get some brown spots. But overall, not a lot of bang for the buck, even though they are only $400 to $500. Most of you are looking for too much skin tightening than a peel is going to give you. Now here's a good one. Gets a bit of a bad rap, and there are off-label formulas of this, but Kybella, Belkira known as in Canada, especially if you have some fat in the neck region, but not too much. Think about $3,000. You'll need a couple sessions. You get a bit of swelling after, but it's good treatment. I like Kybella. Fillers. Here's a good one for the quote-unquote neck, especially Radius and Sculptra at the jawline only. That creates a sharp jawline, but does pick the neck up. Think about $2,000. But when you go to the lower neck down here, or the turkey neck, you can take Radius and add it with something like PRF, platelet-rich fibrin. It's about a 4-to-1 ratio, so not a lot of Radius, a lot more PRF, and that works really nice in the neck region. Could you get a nodule or two? It's rare. Do not use Sculptra in the neck. Well, what about Botox? A little less expensive than the other ones I mentioned. It's only going to work if you have platysma bands or banding in the neck. It's not going to help you with sag, and it's not going to help you with fat in your neck. It won't help you with drooping of the neck. It won't help you with fine lines or necklace lines at the neck either.